had fish for dinner last night, pasta the night before that, and on June 8th, 1999, I had chicken, fried chicken. I was 7. I had this little thing. I have superior autobiographical memory, and it's a real thing. I remember everything. I'm serious, literally everything. I remember every birthday, every first day of school, every milestone, every lyric to every song ever written by Hootie and the Blowfish, and everywhere they played. I am capable of remembering everything. This means I am capable of winning every trivia contest, acing every history exam, and you don't want to fight with me because I am capable of bringing up events you probably don't even recollect. There's only one thing I'm not capable of: forgetting. Imagine having the ability to remember with clarity every moment of your life. This is a catalyst that acts as a driving force behind Bridget Shaeft's Forgive and Forget. I hate when people ask me, do you remember that one time? I just want to shake them by the shoulders and say, of course I do. Why would you even ask? But, of course, it works the other way too. I remember what seemed like hugely monumental events, and no one else even knows what I'm talking about. People who are forgetful baffle me. I'm talking about those who can't remember the details of the past and the feelings of ordinary moments. But, of course, those moments in which other people see as remarkable, I usually remember better than they do, like with my sister. I will bring up things about her own life she doesn't even recall, or if she does, she remembers them differently. But don't worry, I straightened her out. Surprisingly, I learned a lot from Ella, my sister. Oh, goodness, I looked up to her so much. She was so brave and so wise, and I was always shy. In fact, I spent most of my elementary years hiding. Ella would never hide. She would stand face to face with whatever was ahead and stare it down. Ella was never the prettiest girl in her class. I thought she was beautiful, but she was bullied relentlessly at school. There's this one boy, Max, who was absolutely awful to her. I remember Ella crying in her room because of the atrocious things he did to her. And it didn't even happen to me, but I remember them all. Ella always put on a brave face and tried to ignore him. One day, December 2nd, I was hiding under the slide when Max came walking by, and Ella and her friends were huddled in a small bunch trying to stay warm. Max sauntered over and threw out the always popular, "Hey, loser." Ella ignored him, and her friend Jane muttered, "Buzz off, Max." Max was relentless. He grabbed Ella's hair and pulled her towards him. Ella screamed, more from fright than from anything else, and I heard him say, "Don't none of you move or I will pull her hair out." Thursday, April 13th. I walk into the bathroom with Ella before the bell rings, and as I'm washing my hands, Ella opens the door and shuts it quickly. "Susan, I need you to be a good girl and go to class, okay?" I peek out the door, see a glimpse of Max's face. I can't move. go to class. I walked out the door and Max is standing there waiting for Ella. I couldn't do anything. I ran away as fast as I could, and I see Max walk into the girls' bathroom. That day, Ella picked me up, her head down. Neither of us mentioned her fat lip or her black eye. I held her hand and walked beside her the 4 blocks home. There are so many dates, so many times I just stood there and did nothing. If I were to mention these things with Ella today, she would just laugh it off. Susan, that was such a long time ago. She remembers, but Max and his bullying didn't seem as important to her anymore. She moved on. I tried to. But it's hard. There are times when the ghosts of the past follow me around, and during those times, I can't focus on anything. August 30th this year. I was supposed to be interviewing applicants for the opening accounting position in the office. My boss told me that the person I'd be interviewing today was the worthiest applicant. So I walked into the reception area, and the receptionist told me my appointment was here and ready to go. I walk into the waiting room, and I see him, Max. Suddenly every memory I ever had of him came flooding into my head. Every vile thing he said, every cruel act. You're such a freak. Nobody likes you. You should go to the special school, loser. Ella, Smella, Ella. You should go somewhere else where we can't smell you. And for 30 seconds I stood there staring at him as he stood up, smiled, and approached me. Max Cross, it's very nice to meet you. I realized that he didn't know who I was. In fact, he had no idea. I was the only person that even cared. I was the only one. It wasn't my name he rhymed. It wasn't my belongings he stole. But for 30 seconds, I was having trouble separating the past from the present. I was having trouble separating my memories of Ella from my memories of the past. For 30 seconds, all I wanted to do was to scream, top my lungs. No, people say forgive and forget. But if you can't forget, can you ever truly forgive? I can remember this man as clearly as I can remember my mother or my father or Ella. He's in my brain, and as hard as I try, I can't erase him. So we had the interview. I try not to let my disgust for him show out every qualification he claimed to have, and even if he may have been the worthiest applicant, my perception of him just couldn't change. I wanted to shred his application and never hear his name again, because it's my curse. Because that moment, that feeling will always be preserved. I dealt with the interview that day by having my boss handle it, and I can say that I'm proud of what I did that day. Some therapists say that a healthy dose of forgetting is good for the human being. In fact, forgetting is vital for human beings. It's hard to store all that data about our lives and figure out what's important. and what's not. I can't forget. I can only remember. For me, maybe remembering is more important. Maybe that's my challenge, and I intend to keep it in mind. Thank you.